Howdy, y'all. I'm Dylan Basden with WEGL 91.1 FM, and I'm joined here today with Venture Boi. Boys, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
Great.
Thank you for having us, man.
It's been great. So tell me a little bit about yourselves. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is Venture Boi?
Oh, okay. Good starting question. Venture Boi consists of 3 boys and a very talented gal as well. We are a dream pop band from Birmingham, Alabama, and we just want to make you groove and space out. Those are our two deals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a minute.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for backing me up on that. Everyone's like, no, we didn't sign up. We didn't sign up for that.
Groove and space out. Cool.
Every time someone asks me about what genre it is or like any specific questions, I'm like, Matt's the person to ask because he has a very broad vocabulary and how he wants to paint those details. I'm gonna let him have the floor.
We balance between dream pop and shoegaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what those means. I think of like purple and like yellow when I hear our music.
I also get a
Sometimes
hint of
maroons,
green.
So that's about
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah.
And then like just a deep like little green, the like, little gradients.
And then Strange Ecstasy's pink. So that's its
Oh,
own
yeah.
little color.
So
We've been making music since 2018, I believe. So we're in our 3rd year as a band.
Isn't that wrong?
Yeah, Strange Ecstasy dropped in 2018. We might have even had Miracle on Ross Street before that, which we should talk about. We didn't play it, but we should talk about Ross Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since it's here in Auburn.
Go ahead and talk about it then. The
Yeah.
one song we didn't
While
play.
we're on the subject, yeah.
So there's this really sick song. You can't hear it anywhere. It's not on streaming services. But you have to come to our shows. I think that's fair. But we have a song called Miracle on Ross Street. And I think those of you who are in Auburn will know where that is. But my youngest brother, I had two younger brothers. They both went to Auburn. My youngest brother lived in a house on Ross Street. I believe the address is 150 Ross Street because the apartment complex is it 160?
Yeah, it's right next to 160.
So they were building that apartment complex. He lived in this 100-plus-year-old house, 150 Ross Street, and we would have like house parties, and I saw someone there who had, like you have a thing with, but it's not a thing, and then it's awkward later. So that's what happened basically, and it was at this house in Ross Street. This person also went to Auburn, so it was just weird seeing them there, and it was like this journey of like, oh, I've gotten over you. It's been a year. And then seeing them at the party was like, oops, maybe not. So that's where the power of that song comes in. And the word miracle takes on a couple different meanings with that. But anyway, that house is now Ross House Coffee. So it almost got torn down. And instead, my brother petitioned the city to leave it up. And it still stands. And now it's a place where you can go and get coffee. I got some on my way in, actually.
So if it wasn't for your brother, we would not have Ross House Coffee, which would be a great shame.
I think so too. I'm going to credit him. There's a lot of people who signed the petition, but he led the charge. Tim Sanderlin, shout out.
Represent.
Tim the Tool Man.
Speaking of names, should we go through and introduce ourselves real quick?
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cameron. I play guitar in The Venture Boi.
I'm Matt Sanderlin, and I sing and sometimes do keys and guitars and stuff like that too.
I'm Eli. I play bass sometimes.
Only sometimes.
I'm Eric, and I play drums most of the times. So
Sometimes drum pad.
sometimes drum pad, but most of the
today.
time drum set. Yes.
How was that today playing the drum
That
machine?
pad was fun, man. I'll tell you, it's been interesting playing the songs with the actual sounds that are in the song, because most of our songs do have electronic drum samples just for the sound of music that we're playing. It's very conducive and it makes sense for that to happen. But it's been a really interesting experience to not be behind a kit and play these songs. I mean, it's great to feel an actual kit and play with you guys, but to have the actual songs or the sounds from our songs it's really, really cool. And it's awesome for a little small radio show like this.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, speaking of which, you can check it out now, our WEGL Session with Venture Boi. As someone who was just in here for it, it's fantastic, so you don't want to miss it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of seeing these guys, last time I saw y'all was last February,
Yeah.
before the pandemic. It was your last show, too.
It was roughly
What have y'all
a year
been
ago.
doing since?
Well, we played one show since then, but it was like a secret. Was it?
Hunker
in the Bunker?
This is a live set, not really a real
Yeah, it
show
wasn't a
as much.
show.
Just something to keep up our chops and promote our EP, which came out right after the the pandemic started. So
Great timing. Yeah.
perfect timing.
So we played that, and then we've just been working on new stuff. That's pretty much what we've been doing lately.
Speaking of new stuff, y'all dropped Visions earlier this year, and then on your session you just showed off a new song. I'm not going to say any spoilers. Y'all are welcome to. So what's the plan going forward?
Everyone's looking at me, so I
I
guess.
have a plus, so
Well, I think last year when we released the EP, we had a good feeling about getting those songs out there. Finally, they were staples at our live shows. Tigers in Texas needed its official release, and the other songs I think got a nice re-release. So that was good. But I think we just decided, like you said, Cameron, we're going to spend a lot of time writing, crafting, rewriting, perfecting really a set of new songs that we want to play into a new year and into, the album, which is what we're shooting for.
Yeah, that new song that we played that hasn't come out yet, we worked on that track, no joke, for like 2 years.
Yeah.
We did 21 different versions of that song. Like not even
Literally.
No joke. It was like we had it where we thought it was done.
And it was called something else. It was called Come See Me.
And we played it live 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it's like 2. I think.
Yeah, 2 times. And the last time we played it, this was before Mila was in the band, and we
I wasn't
played
even
it.
born yet.
She was Mila was in like the second row, and I was like looking at her like while we were playing the track, and she was grooving. And then we went into this bridge that is no longer in the song. And as we grooving, we hit that bridge, and I watched her go from like grooving to just like looking at me like, what happened?
Yeah.
So after that, we were like, okay, well, we need to change the song. So we changed it drastically, and then 21 versions later, we got an actual song now.
Yeah. I think I spent, and Mila helped along the way as well, but spent several months just rewriting the lyrics over and over again, getting the best lyrics that we could come up with.
Yeah.
Mila did such a great thing too, because I had lyrics I was like, yeah, these sound cool. And she was like, what does this mean? And I was like, but like, you kind of like know. And she's like, no, I don't. And I was like, oh, crap.
I embodied my English professors, so.
I'll never forget. I thought we were done with the track, and then I was just like hanging out at home one day, and I see Matt text me. I look at the thing. He's like, hey, I'm rewriting the lyrics to After Hours. I was like, oh no, we're never going to release this song. Yeah.
But it turned out way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very happy with this.
I've heard a demo. It is amazing. Y'all keep your ears,
ears
everything
open.
out for it.
We'll probably have an eyes portion as well. There'll be audio and then perhaps a visual.
For your eyes.
For your
A visual for your eyes.
A visualize.
So speaking on releases,
Yeah.
y'all have gone back to independent. Did y'all just miss the vibes that you got from just being free?
You know the vibes.
Yeah, the
No
vibes.
thoughts, just vibes.
Anytime the word vibes is said, Cameron has to quote that. Well, we felt like we were able to do more focusing on what we wanted on our own, and we had I think a pleasant experience with Earth Libraries, but I think being on our own allows us to work at our own pace. Also, we were able to step up our professionalism level in a large way. We got new branding and I think really cool merch that we launched earlier last year. Just like a website and stuff like that. So we are treating this as a very professional thing. We always have, but we kind of had some setbacks last year with that. And
Kind of like hit the reset button and just kind of like rebranded everything. And it was like, we're going to go for it.
And it's not like leaving Earth Libraries was the catalyst for that. We had been needing it for a while. Earth Libraries was great. It was time for something new, really, and it was time for a fresh start with the band.
I'd also say that like the COVID stuff kind of like also pushed us into that. It gave us time to like kind of like sit within ourselves and talk things out, and like, where do we want to take this? What do we want to do? How do we want to present ourselves? And I feel like that had a lot to do with it too, because like, I don't know, I'm really big on branding, and I think if a band has a really good like logo and it's very consistent, like design wise, man, I'm sucker for that, and that's really where I wanted to take us, and that's where we are now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a guess that you designed the new logo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I wish, but no, I'm not.
Sam Reese, who did the Brook and the Bluffs graphic design, did our new stuff. So he designed all the merch and logos, and we found some new artists for.
I did do a few stickers. I designed a few of our stickers.
You
but
sure did.
You customized the template.
Yeah, I did it.
And you
No,
also,
it looks great, Cam.
You also did design work for the artwork. So we took Sam's design and you put it onto a new piece of art by an artist we were working with.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a good piece of artwork now. All the new stuff's going to be very cohesive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always had a cohesive kind of art style to it. And I've noticed you're kind of transitioning, but kind of keeping those same elements. Like,
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Taking a lot of our favorite kind of aesthetics and some that didn't necessarily work out, pushing to the side, maybe revisiting, I don't know. But what we've got right now is pretty solid, pretty uniform. I think I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm really glad with the work that Sam did. For sure.
yeah.
I think so too. Well, and Mila, you joined the band recently, but you've listened to us before you joined us. Do you see that same like sort of reset button that Cam was talking about? Do you feel like there's a difference? Not just because you're in the band, but
I feel like I can't really do like too much like objective just because like I was in the process of like the rebranding stuff. So like to me, yeah, but like in the sound, yeah, I don't think the sound like really like changed anything. It was more just kind of like a new breath. So
Yeah.
I like that you did the.
yeah, shout out to Tigers in Texas. That's my
Yeah.
Which I'd like to point out for the viewers, y'all wrote that long before Tiger King. Y'all are the OGs.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Well, and I'm also just going to defend ourselves here. Not that anyone's attacking us on it. I remember changing "Come See Me" to "After Hours" like 3 weeks before The Weeknd announced his album, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "You know what? It's fine. It's a different song. We're good."
Yeah.
It's okay. We're gonna release a next one that's called like "Blinding Lights."
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've already got the Tiger in Texas thing already out there. No one can really take that one.
Right.
You know?
That's true. And
Yeah.
I had a demo of that back in 2017.
Long time ago.
It's still on Spotify. You can hear the demo.
It's a demo, and the new one, like the actual EP version,
The Venture Boi Tigers. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. That one's good. I stand by that.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so we've already kind of touched on it. Y'all jumped a little ahead of me. I was going to talk about your sound a bit because y'all incorporate like indie rock, R&B, pop. You said dream pop a lot. What's been some of y'all's influences?
I'm gonna bump in here real quick.
Come on, this is why we have.
And this is like one of the things that like I love about us as a group. All of our like music tastes are different, like
wildly different,
incredibly different, and somehow like that brings like more ideas to the like chopping block. So like we'll be grooving one way, and then Eric will be like, "Hey, what if we did it this way?" And it's like, yeah, yeah. And then like so that brings us from like R&B, hip hop, and then we'll take elements of that, and then we'll bring in like shoegaze, and then we'll bring in like I would even say we bring in like pop punk sometimes, just to like test the waters a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I know you've been to several of our shows. Like, we have like a recording sound and we have like a live sound, and like I think that us all having different tastes in music makes that work. Really
Y'all are
well.
definitely rocking live. Like,
Yeah.
there's a big difference in the recordings and live.
We're like a mullet, man.
It's taken a long time, but I think we're
Business in the front, party in the back. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're finally coming to a cohesion of those two as well.
Yeah.
With the drum pad playing live and just being able to have our tracks live and just
and then the
making
reverse
everything
of that
uniform.
too.
Yeah.
Being able to bring on the new stuff, you'll be have a kit.
Exactly.
Which we've been talking about for ages. I know. Eric's been very patient with us while I was like, just one more song with 808s. Just one more.
Listen, man, I know it's for the song. That's all that matters. As long as it serves the song.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So one interesting element about y'all's music that I've always really enjoyed is it almost seems like y'all have like a fantasy sci-fi like storytelling. And I know like one time I remember seeing Eric in a Star Wars shirt. You had the Walking Dead hat on last night.
Yeah.
Like y'all like to bring in those sci-fi fantasy elements in
Yeah.
the writing.
Well, I'll tell you a secret. Some of our songs have synth sounds that are from the same era as Blade Runner, so we have a lot of that. Like you said, that naturally just falls into place.
We literally call it the Blade Runner sin.
Yeah.
So that's what we refer to it as.
A little fun snippet fact as well is in the song Odyssey by Venture Boi, there's actually a NASA countdown. Was it NASA?
Yeah.
There's a NASA countdown in the solo.
And there is the very beginning of the track. We should talk about this stuff more often. I always forget. The very beginning of the track is a sample of. It's like basically it's so weird to describe, but I found it. I think it's another NASA related clip, but it's what a light wave sounds like turned into a sound wave, and I quantized it so it's in beat, and that's what that weird kind of eerie sound is at the beginning of Odyssey. It's looped, but that's so space.
We like to do we. That's
Twin
one.
Peaks.
Yeah, Twin Peaks, David Lynch, anything. And going back to like adding weird sounds, that's something that I really, really love when bands like take like a weird sound, like the slamming of like a drawer full of like knives and spoons and stuff, and then like quantize it and put it and like sample it a bit. I'm a sucker for that. So like our track Visions, there's like at the very beginning we have like this sound that like I don't even know how do we describe it, like a shooting star, that pans across a thing. That was like
That's so
me
cool.
with like a piece of paper up to the mic, and I like tore it slowly, and then we kind of like tracked it and put like some like
Bunch
a,
of,
like a
like,
phaser and
phasers
stuff
and-
on it, so we get that like sound. So like I'm always a sucker for that, and I always like to try stuff like that. So
All right,
Yeah.
you guys are set for like Venture Boi trivia night now.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, this is the cheat codes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What else? We sampled like a door,
we
like
did.
a knock.
Well, and every song has its own set of like crazy level. Like Tigers in Texas has like 8 or 9 really weird special samples in there. Like you said, a door knock, all that stuff. And then we'll take that and we'll throw in like I think as She Keeps Me in Her Locket, we've got that, like a big thing of change that we hit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's also a Twin Peaks related quote at the end that our female vocalist, Lindsay Wallace, kind of our guest star on that song, said, and we turned it into a weird clip. So like you're saying, it's everything from sci-fi stuff to Twin Peaks to, really anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we throw in stuff like some of the songs come from really weird places, but we try to make them fit into that world. So like Strange Ecstasy is a direct reference, not the title, but some of the lyrics to Frank Sinatra stuff. And then, with other songs, it's other things like Eden is based on the Garden of Eden by Ernest Hemingway and stuff like that. So anyway, just from everywhere to not helpfully answer your question. All corners.
So one thing I've loved about y'all too is y'all are very much like ingrained in the Birmingham music scene. Like Matt, I know you've done a little bit of production here and there. Mila, you were with Transistor last time I saw Venture Boi. You were
That's right.
playing the same show, different band.
Yep.
So
And
y'all
the
were
Avondale
kind of
show
in
before
that.
that, she played with Jada Cato.
I thought I remembered that, but I wasn't for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're all around in that. Who are some like Birmingham bands that people need to know about right now?
That's
Transistor.
Transistor's up there. Jada's super talented.
Or-
I think one of my favorite local bands that no one really knows about is a band called Summer Camp Romance, and they're from Birmingham as well. They have the most mad production skills I have ever heard.
It's wild. Their songs are huge.
Yeah, and they're like, I think it's 2 guys. And they actually do trivia. I forgot about this. I like how I looked at Cam. Y'all can't see me, do you? Or maybe you can. In Visions, we asked for people to send us a clip of them talking about their vision for the year. And one of the guys from Summer Camp Romance sent stuff. So he's in that song. He's just talking in the background in the interlude when the guitar solo's going. So they're really rad. Resort Realism's a new band that's really cool. We dig them a lot.
There's so many.
Riverbends.
Zoo Culture's killing it right now too.
Yeah.
Riverbend, Moxie.
Moxie.
But yeah, there are a lot of great ones in
Yeah.
Birmingham.
People underestimate Birmingham scene. Like we have fantastic venues and labels and all over the place. Like
Yeah.
I know we were talking about the other day how much you loved playing at a work play.
Jackson Ulmer, also great. He's from Birmingham.
Oh, the Broken the Bluff. They're in
Make
Nashville.
Sure. Make Sure is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
More bands.
unfamiliar with that.
I think
but
I
bet they're great.
also, going back to Wordplay, I also like playing at Saturn. Saturn is
Yeah.
rad.
Saturn's
We're
amazing.
playing Saturn have been my
Rad.
favorite shows.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the owner of Saturn WEGL alumni. Here's our music director in the 90s.
Oh,
Are you
nice.
serious?
Yeah,
Nice.
That's so sick.
super nice guy.
We'll have to keep that in mind.
On the record, super nice guy.
You can hold me to it. So with all these bands in Birmingham, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, do y'all have any collabs coming up? Guest vocalists?
So we got, like we said, Summer Camp Romance appeared in one of our songs. We had, I'm going to give him a shout out here because we ended up going with the synth bass on this track, but Price Pewitt, who's in Moxie Hotel, one of the coolest dudes, best bass players outside of our own Mila. But he's such a cool dude, and he loves like Tame Impala and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, get in here and do a bass track. So there is probably, I feel like a dance or maybe a club remix or something of After Hours coming, and his bass line is fire on that. But we ended up using a synth bass for the final track. But yeah, we're definitely eyeing people who we feel really good about in the scene, who are super professional, want to do this, for a living, and are really talented. That's our thing. So we go to those folks when we can.
Yeah. So I have one more question written down for y'all.
Perfect.
Where are y'all going from here? I know you touched that there's an album on the way. Any shows maybe? Hopefully, all this forbidding.
Yeah. The answer is yes to both of those things. We'll be trying to do some shows later in the year, hopefully when things clear up more. Talked about maybe doing some breweries in Birmingham. Probably coming back down to Auburn and doing a show. So we love all the Auburn places down here.
We're also working on several other tracks. We're gonna get those tracked. Well, shoot, we gotta basically structure. We have structure of a couple more tracks that we've been working on for a while. I'm looking forward to working on those and getting new stuff out too, while hopefully booking some shows.
We'll just say we're staying several steps ahead of ourselves. So this year is just several big releases coming up. And then, like we said, album probably next year. Maybe not just one album. I don't know. We even thought about a second. Sort of I'll go ahead and say, a extended version of Trouble, remixed, remastered with additional tracks from that era. So that's the secret album that may happen as well.
Surprise.
It's y'all's Evermore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got Folklore, Evermore, Neverland, anything.
Neverland.
Oh God.
Hey, I mean, those names fit the fantasy vibes.
Yeah. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
I gotta stop saying that now.
No, I know. I'm telling you, every time I say it, he says it too. I go, dude, those vibes are sick. He'll go, you know the vibes.
You know the vibes, baby.
Well, I think that's a good place to end it on a high note that y'all are going to be coming through. Social media at Venture Boi Music.
Correct. At Venture Boi _music. We also have Facebook. We got Twitter. We just started our TikTok. I haven't posted anything yet. Yeah. The camera just goes, what? I don't even think I just started it the other day. Nothing on it.
Sick.
But that's happening. And then you can also listen to our music on Spotify, Apple Music. The two biggest things you can do for us if you like what we do is listen to our stuff, follow us on Spotify, not just listen to it, but if you like it and follow it, that helps us out a lot.
Share it.
And share it. That was the other thing. Just share it wherever you can on your social media.
Show your mom, show your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and make sure to check out their WEGL Session, which should be out now. And also follow at WEGL _AU because we're cool too.
Yeah, the
But make sure to check
crew,
out.
man.
Yeah, underscores.
It's the clarity, man. People miss the clarity. I love it.
Well,
Well, thank you for having us. We've loved
yeah,
being here.
it's been great.